Please call the roll.
Alderwoman Staton,
Here.
Vice Mayor Key,
Here.
Alderman Adams, Alderwoman Arnold.
Here.
Thank you, Madam Recorder. We do have a quorum. Fellow citizens and members of the public, will you please stand with me as the Vice Mayor leads us in prayer and Chief Hughes leads us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
In the name of Jesus, dear Heavenly Father, we come to you, Lord, in the only way we know how, asking you to please forgive us for all of our sins. Lord, we thank you for your grace. We thank you for your mercy. Father God, we thank you for all your wonderful blessings. Father God, I ask, Lord, that you look down on each and every one of us, God. Lord, you know all about us and what we stand in need of. Lord, I ask that you bless everybody here, Lord. Lord, bless the balance of our families. Lord, as we go through this meeting, I ask, God, that you will lead us, guide us, direct us in the path that you would have us to go. And Lord, help us, God, to always make the right decisions that are pleasing unto you. And Lord Jesus, I'll be so careful to give you all the glory, all the honor, and all the praise. In Jesus' holy name we pray. And everybody said amen.
Amen. Thank you, Vice Mayor. Chief, if you would.
Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. I'd like to welcome everyone that was able to come out and be with us this evening. Members of the public, this meeting is being recorded, so we're reaching thousands, I hope. And out in the crowd there, I see my good friend Chuck Carter, Director of Schools, Sullivan County. I see Debbie Magid. I see Mr. Austin Smith of Marion and Craig. Just looking around, Mr. Clay Walker, my good friend, CEO of Networks, and then all of you. Everybody here is a distinguished guest, and we welcome and recognize you. So, that being said, let's have some fun. All right, now, everybody hear me okay? Yes. Something very, very important we're gonna do today, and what we like doing here in Bluff City better than anything is recognizing excellence, promoting people, and lifting people up. Right, board members? So today, we are going to recognize the Sullivan East Middle School robotics team. And if you are a member of that team, or you're an educator, or you're involved in any way, come on up here with me. Come on. Don't be afraid. See Miss Trent. There's the principal and all of that. Debbie and Chuck, why don't you come up here and just come on this side with me? This is an important day. Any parents want to join us? Okay. Relax. Relax. You're not in trouble. So, in discussion with the board, we felt it fitting to issue a proclamation for your accomplishment. I mean, this is amazing. You are the future of Northeast Tennessee. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
Would you agree?
100%.
And we would only be obliged to be able to recognize you. So if you'll allow me, I'm going to get over here so everybody can hear me real good. And I'm going to read the proclamation that I wrote for you. A proclamation commending the Sullivan East Middle School robotics team. Whereas the Sullivan East Middle School robotics program was selected to represent our state and attend and compete in the VEX World Competition in Dallas, Texas. Whereas the 3 teams and 7 families thereof worked tirelessly to prepare, spending countless hours in sacrifice of precious time and even their own money during very tough economic times. Whereas the educators responsible the same unyielding commitment to the program and their students without additional compensation or special recognition. Whereas the future of Bluff City, Sullivan County, and for all Tennesseans is a brighter place due to the very innovative and highly beneficial program. Now, therefore, I, the 48th Mayor, along with the Board of Mayor and Aldermen, do hereby formally commend the Sullivan East Middle School Robotics Program for this accomplishment and for their overall success and contribution to the future. Given this day, the 2nd of April, by my hand in the year of our Lord, 2024. Ms. Trent, I'd like you to take this with me. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. What about it? Congratulations. There's more. This is just like OxyClean. There's more. Congratulations. 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 Congratulations, my brother in Christ. Congratulations, Debbie. Good to see you always. Chuck.
Thank you so
And there's more. Behind you. Now, you know, going to Dallas costs money. And you parents that are in the crowd today burden that expense most of the time and throughout the year, and you have for a very long time. So the board and I wanted to try to soften the blow a little bit for this trip. So we are issuing a check that will go specifically to your program for this trip, and I'm gonna hand it to Director Carter, and we'll make sure it goes in the bank with you. For $500.
Hey.
We hope that will. All right, where's my photographer at? My beautiful photographer. You want to take a couple pictures before we dismiss everyone? Okay, how about, y'all want to come up here a little closer or something? Let's get on in here. It's family. I can move the podium over if you like.
Oh.
How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be. How about if I get behind Lily? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Miss Trent, go into teacher mode and get them all where they can see.
One step forward.
Teacher mode.
Scooch this way.
There it is.
Scooch this way. Reagan.
I'll wait till Miss
here.
Trent does her thing.
You slide this way.
She's
I'm
good.
not gonna get in
And
that,
then you can come
in between a teacher and the.
I don't
Okay, everybody good?
Hand that to Levi or somebody.
Yeah. Yeah, put her up there. And I'm gonna come around behind here.
Still can't get everybody.
Oh, okay.
That's okay.
All right, so you guys come over here in between these two. Just do what I said. All right, Lily, you step forward. You come this way. Don't behind her head.
That's okay. I'll come over here next to Debbie, okay?
Scooch this way. Scooch this way.
Yeah, that,
Lucky guy.
okay, ready?
All right, thank y'all very much. And we pray you a blessing. Okay, now I gotta get back to work. We have a big night tonight, so.
Do I sit here?
So much. Good to see you. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Good to see you, Chuck.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, next item on the agenda is just as fun as that one, and that is a briefing by my good friend, Mr. Clay Walker, Chief Executive Officer of Sullivan County Networks Partnership. And Alan, if you would, you bring up his little piece. Clay, good to see you. Welcome, Bluff City.
Thank you. Good to see you too, Mayor and council. I sure know how to clear a room, don't I?
You sure do.
What was embarrassing is when it's at my board meetings when that happens.
You haven't cleared one since I was.
Not so far. It's always great to be here in Bluff City. And I want to talk to you about, we talked about property development a lot. We reached out to everybody. I know Mayor Broyles has had conversations with each of you. We are looking to buy land. You have to have product, and land from KDB. It's right in the middle of the county, out by the airport. Those go down Airport Parkway, and you see LeClaire on your right before you get to the airport. It's the site just before you get to LeClaire. And it's a 35-acre site. We've been looking at it for quite a while, working with our partners. You may recall several years ago that, probably 4 years ago, I believe when we made a $4 million investment in Bristol in Partnership Part 2.
I do.
And that has led to a $30 million investment, 130 job announcement from Seaman Corporation. Other publicly owned properties in our networks, such as BTS owns a couple sites that have led to a place that kept A.Y. McDonald from Carter County. They were moving over. It kept them from having to leave the state. And they will hire about 100 more people in addition to the 200 some of people that already are employed there. And of course, Tri-City Extrusion bought another prepared site. It's very simple, as former Commissioner Bob Roth used to say, Tennessee Economic Development Commissioner Bob Roth would say, you can't sell out an empty wagon. When we have sites that are developed, they move quickly. We don't have sites, or you have a site, but it's unprepared, doesn't have utilities, you don't even have plans and cost. It's just an estimate, and it's a topography that we all love to live in here, not so great for industrial development. So people that don't have the vision, never mind getting over the time and money, they can't believe you can do it in that time with that amount of money until you show them. And this is just another low on product. We've come to accept the fact we will always be low on product compared to, say, the western end and central part of our state, that where it gets a lot flatter, a lot more boring to look at, a lot cheaper to develop industrial sites. So this site, before we've done bonds to buy and develop sites, and that's all well and good, and it strings the cost out, especially with our cities and our county that takes care of its money so well, getting money relatively cheaply. But for industrial development, you have to jump through hoops, do a certificate of public necessity, and it delays the project about a year. Now, what we're asking all of our partners to do is not to fully develop the site. I want to be upfront. There will be more money to be spent on this site. How much depends on if we can get grants, but we need to get the property in our control and our ownership. And we need to get the property completely engineered so we know how long it's going to take to develop it and how much money it would cost and what the plan is, and to identify any issues we haven't already. It's pretty much a clean site, so I don't think we're going to find anything, but it's to get all that ready, all those questions answered, then you can go for grants. You can also realistically market at that point, because again, decision makers at corporate level, having that vision and having those answers, they have to be equipped with this, or it's just, there's not going to take a chance. So, in our formula, to get the property bought and engineered, you get, flip over, let me show you a little bit about the site. On the screen, if you don't mind flipping over. There it is, both sides, see where it is down from the airport. Which, by the way, would be great potentially for suppliers and support industry for Airspace Park. If you go to the next slide, anybody knows where it is, off 81 where the airport is. And that's an aerial of it to show it. Man, I tell you what, it's like glamour shots when we do aerials. That looks like a nice flat site, but it is not, as you might imagine. You can flip to the next one. And then that's just a rough grading plan, pre-engineering report. So here's the breakdown. The property purchase $700,000, engineering at $335,000, bringing it to $1 million. We expect for all the improvements to be $3 million. Again, we have been very successful. We are currently working, right now, I added it up today. We're working on 3 sites that we have in our county that we have a total of $3.1 million of state money in. And that's phenomenal too. They are carrying so much of the load for us, and we appreciate them greatly. So, sir, if you don't mind, could you get the next slide? So, per our agreement, this is what makes networks really click to me. And it's what attracted me to move up here from Middle Tennessee, from Nashville area, 10 years ago, because of the cooperative nature and collaboration that we have and the fairness of it and the way we go about things. It's done by population of the county, with the county having 51%, and then the city's paying their share, and Love City, y'all pay 1% of the cost. So to do this, it would be an $11,000 ask, and that's what we're asking you to commit. I want to point out that we have, obviously, the city of Kingsport, this is technically in their city limits. It's in the middle of the county, but it is right on the edge of their city limits. It's gonna be no brainer, they're gonna pass this thing, they'd be nuts not to. And they've asked us to do this and encourage us. City of Bristol unanimously approved doing this and pledging their $187,000. And just 2 weeks ago, my days are running together, at the last county commission meeting, the Sullivan County Commission voted unanimously. In fact, they suspended rules and said we don't need a second hearing. The second reading, as normally the case, they said it's approved. So they pledged $561,000. So we're asking $11,000 from you, and I'm here to answer questions. And I know I went through that fast. We got the people here, you have business, but I know you're aware of the project. But I did want to go on record with it to verify, to make sure the mayor has gotten all the facts straight. I'm sure he has. He usually does. So anyway, if there are questions about the needs or thinking or anything like that, how we see the site, I would be happy to answer those.
I do have a question. The only
Yes, ma'am.
question I've got, I know you said they buy from prepared sites like Tri-Cities Extrusion, AY
Yes.
McDonald. Do you have current businesses that are looking at that?
You know, typically the answer at this phase would be no, we gotta
Okay.
get there. But on this one, we have had 2 inquiries already, which makes me feel really good.
Okay.
But then they're talking about the timetable.
Right.
And the timetable right now, we don't know because we gotta get this done
Gotta get it
and go. And I don't know if it fit for them, but there's already that interest.
Okay.
It's been, and what drew us to this site is kind of why they're looking at it too, is, on both cases, customers, corporate, HQ folks coming in to visit the plant, all those things right there with the airport, the proximity to the interstate, 4-lane divided highway just about a mile from getting on 81, which is just a few miles from intersecting 26. It's just, it's in the center of the Tri-Cities workforce. It's just got so much going for it, except it's expensive to develop it. It's like this. It's like a valley and 2 hills. Good news is we don't have to haul dirt and rock. We don't have to fill. It's pretty much cut and fill. It would be a balanced site. We just got level. Take the high spots lower, lower spots higher. So
Okay.
And that's part of the money that this would go toward.
this would go to all the engineering and planning. Again, I want everybody to be clear. We will likely, I don't know, it'd be talking to our partners and again, communicating with y'all, and see how we wanna do the rest of it, if we wanna do similarly. It'd be at least a year before we're back here doing it by the time we get all this going.
So once this money is secured, how long until the actual, the land is ready, it's ready to be at the next step?
Well, it'll probably be a 2-year window from getting this cleared to where we could realistically have it done.
And you mentioned
We
something.
would need more money coming in before we get to
Okay.
that point.
Okay.
Again, we estimate, if you go back one slide, sir, we estimated that there'd be $3 million more dollars. Now, if we just had to do that, again, then we could be coming back here and saying it'd be 30,000 on your end. However, we're and look for other resources. We also think that's a very high number. I don't wanna ever give you a number and say we're higher. So generally, when I give you that number, it's gonna be under that number. How much, I don't know, but we wanna come under, and we wanna get a lot of help. So that's a plan. Yeah, that's a good question, both of those are great questions.
All right, fellow members of the board, any other questions? Mr. Fry, from a legal standpoint, any questions?
No, sir.
All right, well, Clayton, thank you, and thank you for your partnership, and I enjoy being we, as an entity, enjoy being your teammate, as well as Sullivan County, Bristol, and Kingsport. Thanks for coming tonight.
Thank y'all very much, it's always a pleasure to be here, appreciate it.
All right, moving on then. I would be remiss not to recognize my friend, didn't see him over there in the corner, Mr. Nick Castle, and he represents another good friend, Senator Bill Haggerty, that represents us in the Senate and does so in a very conservative fighter manner. Proud to be Bill's friend. Nick, you have anything you want to share with the board this evening, or are you just here to support me, I hope?
Nothing new. Thanks for the invitation.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you for being here. Next one will, my brother in Christ, Mr. Austin Smith. Austin, do you have a report for us this evening
Yes,
from
sir.
Adelaide Creek?
Yes, sir, I do. Let's see, so status report of the projects going on in Bluff City. First thing on the list is the Main Street water line, Railroad Street sewer, and the garage pump station. Those record drawings have been delivered to the town.
Yes.
And that project is now 100% complete. Next item is the ARPA grant applications. So we've received 2 grant applications through FTDD for the water treatment plant improvements and some for additional sewer line replacement on Carter Street. Carter Street is ready to advertise, so we can get together and coordinate.
As of yesterday.
Yep, we can get together, coordinate that, pre-construction conferences, bid opening, we'll coordinate all that, and then, draft water treatment plant design should be complete and ready for review within the next 30 days. Also, we got the, asset management, the TDEC applications, so 2 applications have been filed, to TDEC through FTDD, to complete the asset management for the water and sewer systems. This is a special pot of money that would be 100% forgiveness, and we've had word that these will be awarded at a 75% with a 25% match. We'll handle the second round of applications for this process, and these must be completed as a condition of the ARPA grants. We're still just waiting for that application process to open. And then last but not least, we got the brownfield grants, and I've personally sat through webinars and whatnot, getting information on these, so we can just get together and discuss if and how we'd like to proceed with those. And that's all I've got, so if y'all have any questions for me, I'll be happy to answer them.
No, thank you, Austin.
Thank
We're
you.
glad to have you on board.
Appreciate it.
We're tired of seeing Becker come up here now. No, I'm excited. Austin is a superstar, and I know he's gonna support us well as county engineer. All right, let's go on to business then. Next item on the agenda is discussion and action of the meeting minutes from February 19th, March 4th, and March 18th. Members of the board, have you had the opportunity to review those minutes? They were in your packets. Do you desire any additions or corrections to the minutes? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to approve the minutes?
Motion to approve the meeting minutes, all of them?
All 3.
Please specify your motion if you would, please.
Motion to approve the minutes from February 19th, March 4th, and March 18th,
Thank you. Motion to approve the meeting minutes from February 19th, March 4th, and March 18th by Alderwoman Staton. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Alderwoman Arnold. Any further discussion? Hearing none, Madam Recorder, please take a vote.
Alderwoman Staton,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Keith,
Yes.
Alderwoman Arnold.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries and passes unanimously. The minutes are approved. Next item on the agenda is the first section of public comments. Would anyone like to speak? Good to see you, Mr. Malone. Please state your name and address for the record.
George Malone, 372 Smith Street, Bluff City.
You are recognized, sir.
I want to come down and say happy birthday to Jeff.
Thank you.
Made it another round, so I think it's got him looking real good now.
Thank you,
Yeah.
sir.
But I wanted to thank all the ladies, Lisa and Lori and Carol, for coming down to the museum and giving us some input and spend a little time with us and stuff. And I think they were impressed, a lot of stuff. And I just think it's there with these kids are kind of the future, they're telling us about the future, and we're about the past. You know, so we need to educate both. They need to educate us on what's coming for the future. We need to educate the kids for what our past was and what we've come through. But I wanted to say, of course, thank you for the city's donation last year or this year's budget and stuff. We were able to order an awning for the front, which will help keep some rain out and make the building look better. And we're starting to work on our website, which is thing, and hopefully by this month, or the end of the month, that we're gonna be open at least one day, maybe two, on the start, and hopefully by the time we get the website done and stuff, we can start being more days during the week. And, of course, may not complete it, but it's still looking good. And I don't know who the red line in Bluff City belongs to, if that's a city or a state, or who gets the
Belongs
red.
to us.
Well, I didn't know, I was gonna say, it's a state highway, so they might claim it, but anyway, I was gonna say, put it back in the building somewhere, cause it might be, we wanna, put it in, or get on loan from the museum to say it was a nice red line, Bluff City.
That's our plan.
That's
Mr.
long,
Malone.
but the our old fire hydrant and stuff too, we're working on that, Jeff.
Alan's working on that
And
for
stuff,
you.
we get one of them, but are looking for a really good year with the museum. We've got, several groups that's already booked to come in as group. We've been kind of booking groups, small groups, stuff to come in and help us on the front end part of it. And then we got the school that's coming in May, so that's 600 kids. So that'd be a real big day. So we're hoping, you know, for summer as we'll have at least 1,000 people come through. And we're working with some people in, out of the area on sponsorship and stuff, that if they come on, they will really push tourism into Bluff City. So we're hoping that that comes along. So, do thank y'all for support and everything y'all done. And we're really looking forward to, what is gonna be a positive, I think, for the city of Bluff City. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Malone, and thanks for your hard work. Well, the session is still open. Would anyone else like to speak? Hearing none, first section of public comments is now closed, and now we'll move into our state of the town address, state of our town address. I'm gonna come down to the floor. You're gonna be excited. It's gonna be good stuff. All right, Ms. Moultrie, if you would, push that up in the presentation mode. Man, the humidity, let's see. Yeah, just go over the slideshow, man. Keep going, get that from the beginning. There we go. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Everybody, I'm gonna stand near this mic, so hopefully we can pick it up on video. The sound's a little rough over here. I am so excited about this because this as far as I can tell, is the first time this event has ever occurred in our town history. The state of our town address. So this is our cover slide, and as I move through this presentation, I will be joined by my teammates. This is not all Jeff Boyles. This has been prepared by the staff and I, and service staff members will come up and brief their speak as well. Next slide, please. All right, the purpose of this brief is to provide public visibility of the current state of affairs in the town of Bluff City, Tennessee. Also, to share our vision, goals, and initiatives. Next slide, please. The agenda, you'll hear about the current state, the vision, mission, values, and goals, the economy and our financial position, project status, administration, public works and infrastructure, police and public safety, the municipal court, and questions at the end. Next slide, please. Here's the one I'm most proud of. The state of our town is stronger than ever. And I say that with all earnesty, ethically, morally, and rightfully. It's the truth. It's our town, and we are doing well in supporting and managing. Next slide, please. Vision statement. This is our vision statement. Listen to this. The town of Bluff City, Tennessee is a collaborative regional partner, delivering exceptional services and enhancing quality of life while fostering an atmosphere where families and businesses can thrive. We will thoughtfully grow as an inclusive community that protects residential character, historical resources, promotes multi-beneficial development, and ensures respect for one another and the environment. I think that just kind of captures us in a nutshell. Next slide, please. Our mission statement, and this is the staff and I. Simple mission statement. The town of Bluff City, Tennessee and Bluff City Waterworks deliver fiscally responsible, highly dependable services to the citizens of the community with the utmost integrity and professionalism. A mission statement should be simple and easy to remember. And I am proud to tell you this evening that your staff and your board delivers that day after day after day. Next slide, please. These are our values. They're called an acronym TERRIFIC. Terrific values. Trust, effectiveness, responsiveness, respect, integrity, fun, innovation, and customer satisfaction. This is the way we think and work. A couple of things I want to highlight here in these values. Trust. Do what we say we will do always. Effectiveness. We perform with excellence. Responsiveness with a sense of urgency. We treat people well. We will do the right thing. Fun. I added this one. No day is complete without laughter. Well, I added all of it. Bluff City should be a fun place to live and work. Should be. It's our town. We're innovative. We're looking to the future all the time. We're not just thinking about today, and we're not dwelling on the past. We're looking forward. And then finally, delight citizens every day through exemplary service. And I can again attest to you that the white team, the blue team, and the red team deliver that. They do. And let me give you a few examples. You come and when you come to pay your water bill, or even if you come to pay a citation where you have been a violator on our streets and highways, you are treated with courtesy and respect. Sometimes even our staff will take, I don't know if there's too long, but they're going to help you find other resources, or maybe they're going to take you and make you understand the reason the state says that. Or maybe, they may even call a state for you. Happens every day. Happens every day. Or you come in and you're getting, like me, I'm getting up there in years now, I had a birthday today. Boy, I can feel it too. Maybe you need a little help writing that check. Maybe you need a little help getting out of the vehicle because you still believe that you need to come in and pay your water bill in person. That's the people we are, and I'm proud of that. Next slide, please. Our core values, these are long and complicated, but I'll just sum them up for you. Leadership, inclusiveness, integrity, collaboration, and then that last one, stewardship. We protect our unique natural environment and the habitat it provides. We facilitate a culture of sustainable practices. We maintain and preserve our municipal assets. There's 20 hands doing that all day long, every day. And again, if I had to, I wrote these, but I wrote them and they are crafted to the teams that stand before you today. Next slide, please. And I'm gonna grab some water, because my throat's getting dry. Goals. Here are our goals as a team. Our financial goals are that we want to sustain and maintain the lowest cost of living possible for our citizens and our customers. We want to look for ways to reduce costs. At the same time, we want to maintain our reserves. We have a savings account too. We have a couple of them in case an emergency comes up. Capital. We want to seize and present opportunities to reinvest in the town. Now you notice I put in the aging infrastructure with grants. We're going to look for property to increase the town's worth. If we're worth more, it costs you less, right? Law of large numbers. Who wrote that? I forget. I remember in college. Recruiting and retention. We want to attract businesses. We want to attract new residents to come and live here in Bluff City and the surrounding community. And we are currently developing a program that will do that. Cost savings and efficiency. The department heads, Chief Pugh, Sharon, and Alan, and I look for ways every single day to do something a little bit more efficiently that costs a little less. And I'll elaborate that on that a little bit more when we go into the slide. And then communication. This place, our staff's a ladder on the ground. Imagine a ladder on the ground with 20 runs. I'm a run, Greg's a run, Sharon's a run, Alan's a run, Terry's a run. There is no delineation in our organization. Yeah, I'm the leader of this organization. I'm responsible to the public. But everybody's say means something. And the way we make decisions around here is we talk about it. And we hear all the ideas, and then we finally come to a course of action that we agree with and we execute. Next slide, please. Here's some of the milestones. This is my brag on the board slide, Carol, and board members. Here's some of the things we've done in the last little bit. We partnered with the Impact Community Center to construct the Bluff City Veterans Memorial. That project had laid for 20 years, 10 years, I don't know how many years, bunch of years. And we came in 2019 and made a decision that we were going to execute on having our own Veterans Memorial. As nice or nicer than any in the area. And guess what? The opportunity came, God brought things together. In 5 months, we dedicated. 5 months, we dedicated that we got it done. We got this R&D Phase 3 project that had been stagnant through COVID. And the board and myself put our foot on the gas. And your boss there, Randy Beckner, got energized, and we said, let's do it. In 10 months, we're done. We're done. We are already seeing efficiencies from that project. Alan can tell you, as can Terry, that down from McClellan down to the end of the new water line was rotten. You could put your foot through the water line. It was awful, leaking everywhere. And we replaced it, and we immediately saw increased efficiencies in the water system. Not only that, but we were smart with the project, and we were able to add an additional small 2-inch water line that travels from the intersection of Main Street down Carter Street to the railroad without additional cost to the project. That's money management. That line, Alan can tell you, is 1.25 inches with it. If I remember right, I ain't kidding. They opened a hole and it fell apart. It was like the mummy opening the casket. It just went away. Vast improvements in the water and sewer system. We are more efficient now than we've ever been in both systems. Improvements to public safety, and the blue team's gonna cover that in a very nice part of this presentation in a minute. But you'll see, I'll just say you'll see. Staff additions, we've made good hires. We actually went through the team. We looked who was a team player, looked at who was gonna be a team player, who wanted to go the long way with us, who was willing to serve and support, and then some weren't, honestly. And then we brought on new teammates, and they are as passionate as we are about what this place is, what it does, and how it operates every single day. Equipment and facility modernization. We have went through, and Alan can attest to this, our equipment on public works side with a fine-tooth comb. Yeah, it costs money for us to do it, but we are fully operational 24 hours a day to respond to any emergency that the public has. Digital upgrades and modernization, I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute, but Sharon and her team, with Sharon in the lead, took us from a DOS-based system from the 70s that Sharon has said 50 times she learned in college. She learned in college. And we now are on a Windows 10 based digital system that is 40 times faster, lots more efficient. Even today, Sharon and I were visiting in the office, in her office, and we were talking about some revenues and some different things we were seeing because we're getting ready for budget. And she said, there's a couple things I really don't like, but overall, this thing kills. We love it. Total synchronization of efforts of the board and staff. I would kid you, or I would deceive you if I tried to blow smoke up your skirt this evening and said that Bluff City has always had a stellar board, and them and the staff got along perfectly, and we all skipped down a little trail. It ain't been that way. But I'm gonna tell you, when we put the right board into place and the right staff into place and let leaders do their job, there is a synchronicity now in this team that has never existed in our history. Customer service improvements, I've already alluded to that. Come on, you don't have to take my word for it. Wait 3 weeks and come into the clerk's office. Wait 3 weeks and call 538-423-538-3700, and you will get a supervisor or a competent officer. Or call Alan and his team and find out. Find out. Don't take me for a lie. And they're gonna treat you with respect, they're gonna identify your problem, they're gonna take care of it courteously and professionally. And then finally, kind of boring, purchasing and supply chain related improvements. We've worked on the way we buy things as a town, Sharon and I. And now we buy better. Our invoicing is cleaner. Our accounting is easier than it was. So those, I know that's kind of a boring one, but it's super important because we manage a lot of money here. And guess what? It's your money. It's Bluff City's money. It's my money. I live here. All right, next slide, please. Here's something I'm really super stinking proud of. Bluff City, check this, Google it if you want. Bluff City ranks as one of the least expensive places to live in Tennessee. The average monthly household expense is $1,435. And that was actually, that comes from statistics from not the state, but from the University of Tennessee and their College of Business and Economic Development. And they rated every municipality and county in the state. They did the work. So it's very feasible and inexpensive to live here in Bluff City. Now, there's some challenges. I'm gonna tell you that. I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna show you it's inexpensive to live here. But here's some challenges for not only Sharon and I and this board to manage our funds, but for you. The CPI is up 3.2% in the last 3 months. Just go to the grocery store. You'll see it. Go, gas. Gas is a variable. It's a commodity. But go to the grocery store. Because in there, you're gonna get supply chain costs, you're gonna get transportation costs, you're gonna get surcharge, you're gonna pay the money from when the farmer took it to the hopper and what diesel it cost, and he sold it, and then when the big buyer sold it to the factory that produces that food and puts it in a bag, and then it gets trucked to the grocery store. I mean, it's like there's 5 million people involved in a can of corn. You know what I'm saying? Prime lending rate. Go try to borrow some money right now. Mortgage a house. Even if you have perfect credit. If you're above 750, they're still going to, if you go buy a house right now, they're going to throw 6% at you right off the bat. They're going to say 6%. For those of us who were at 2.5 5 years ago, go buy a new vehicle. You'll see. Next thing, average price of gasoline. This is a couple days old, 3.328, and that's in Tennessee. Average gallon of diesel, a little over $4. That's in Tennessee. Here in this town, the average new home cost is $270,000 for a brand new home. Now, the true economic index, you watch the news, according to what channel you watch. One channel say, the economy is as low as it's ever been. It's at 3%. And then you watch another channel, the economy's at 9.2%. The true economic index from the economist that I got today is 5.9%. Anyway, it's hard. It's hard for you to live. It's hard for us to operate this town and stay in budget. Next slide. We'll talk about the audit. This is my brag on Sharon and the white team slide. So this year, we get audited the year before, right? And this one, very detailed and stringent audit by the firm that we use. They were here, 4 days, 4.5 days. Not counting all the background stuff that Sharon was doing by email and the weeks of preparation she puts in before the audit. Nowadays, if you are a municipality or a county, the comptroller's office is big brother, I'm telling you. They are watching you like this right here. Every dollar you spend is systematic, I can see it. You're reporting all the time. It's not like old ledgers and Ebenezer Scrooge is writing it. It's real time. I mean, like, you hit a key and they know it. So with that, no findings in our audit in both categories. And that will be the 8th year in the row. Let's give Sharon a hand. So all these accountants come in and they tell us and you, the public, because it's public, we have them come up here, we take good care of your money. And with that, and all these challenges, the town finished in a surplus from a challenging year. Now, factoid, I should put factoid instead of fact. The average county or municipality occurs 3.5 findings during an unbiased external audit. 3.5. We have some local municipalities and counties that are up above 10 right now, and you're hearing it in the news. No disrespect, it ain't hard to do. It ain't hard to do. Sharon will tell you. But I'm proud of what we're doing. No findings. It can't get any better now. Next slide, please. All right, here's what we're doing now. Budget appropriations that we made are trending in line with our revenues. If you look at our budget, you can see it online at blessedtennessee.org. There's a little link that says budget. You can come in and get one. We'll print it out for you. Or whatever, we, the board and I, sit down and we approve a budget for the year. And we decide, if you don't know much about this, what we think we're gonna make and what we're gonna spend in a bunch of lines, right? Right now, we're trending good. We're trending good. Even during this tough economic year where stuff cost a heck of a lot more than we thought it would. Next thing, we're trending right now. The department heads and I had a target of 5% cost savings overall. We're trending at in between 3 and 5 right now overall. And then finally, Bluff City Waterworks is performing better than expected. And let me talk about that. Let me explain that to you a little bit. We're two things here. Town of Bluff City is it, a municipality, right? Bluff City Waterworks is its own standalone incorporation. So we not only make water for us, but we make water for a lot of other people. So we're kind of two companies at one time. So when we look at ourselves from a business standpoint, yeah, the town overall includes Bluff City Waterworks, but Bluff City Waterworks is a standalone company. Okay, next slide. All right, this is a quick one. This is, I was just talking about budget. This is last year's general fund appropriations. And as you can see, we proposed $1,644,900 from the general fund this year. That means that's what we think we're gonna spend from the general fund. And you see the categories, basically the police department, streets, transfers are paying loans or debt, finance and administration, a lot of that's salaries. That's cool. I almost felt like I was gonna get shocked. Yeah. But anyway, this is just a breakdown of everything but water and sewer that we think we're gonna spend this year. And it's $1,644,900. Next slide. You're gonna shock me again, man? All right, this is water and sewer appropriations. As you can see, we break this down in different lines. The water treatment plant, sewer treatment, water distribution and collection, and admin in general. And that number is $1,025,000 that we expect to spend. That, if you want to say that's our spend cap. That's what we predict we're going to spend. Next slide. All right, I just want to throw out the labor costs. We have 20 employees here, 19 full-time, 1 part-time. I don't count, so there's really 21. I don't get paid. And, so of that, wages, $861,940.90. The benefits we pay are the employee, we don't pay, the employee's benefits, fully, here. Something we do here in Bluff City that I don't know of anybody else that does. We pay the medical and their benefits. The total labor cost is $1,066,828.10 for us to pay our folks. And we like to pay our folks really good. They deserve it. Next slide. Okay, grant financial status. USDA Rural Development Phase 3 complete. That is a low interest loan that we're paying back to USDA. Mr. Smith talked a little bit about these projects. The water treatment plant renovation project, grant amount's $803,000. We'll match it by $80,000 out of water and sewer reserves. Carter Street renovation project, you'll see more about that in a minute. That's a sewer project. 458-190-52 is the cost, is the price tag on that project. We'll match it $45,008 out of water and sewer reserves. Multimodal project, and you'll see this in a minute, and that is what you want to call the sidewalk project that we're working with TDOT with. $781,900. We just have to match 5% on that one at $39,000. And then the Holston Drive Rail Crossing project, this kind of fell in our lap, and I'm thankful for it. Norfolk Southern Railroad is going to renovate the crossing at Holston Drive. And they're gonna come in, it's $505,000 project. How many people don't like going across that railroad track because it's bumpy? Stinks, man. And we get out there, it's not our property, really. We're not supposed to be fooling with it. It's their property, but as a courtesy, we'll get out there and put a little coal patch down. Try to make it a little easier on everybody, but it's theirs, and they're funny. So they are gonna come in and they're gonna renovate that and make a nice smooth crossing and fix it all up very soon. To follow that, TDOT is going to grant us, and this is no town match, this is a reimbursement grant of $10,200. And what we will do as a town is we will bid that project out to stripe and put new signs there at the railroad. And you'll see it in a minute, I'll show it to you. Next slide. All right, this is RD Phase 3 as we call it. Real quick look for y'all. This is going down Main Street, and it's just showing you a little bit of the water line that was replaced. Next slide. Next slide, sir. There you go. Thank you. This is a garage pump station, and it's out at the Public Works facility. It's a brand new pump station, and basically just to talk you through this thing, what it does is it hooks to the sewer from Union Park, and it brings the sewer into a pump station down Railroad Street, and then it goes into a big old pump station, and then it goes under the railroad track with a 4-inch force main line, and it goes down and it goes under the Bluff City Highway, and it hooks back onto our current sewer force main. Y'all know what the Igloo is, our pump station right down here? So it's pumping this way, right? Under pressure, we're pumping sewer. And then it's coming back down the hill from the pump station at the garage, and it's all going into the force main. It goes right down on Lakeview Drive and goes to a pump station that belongs to Bristol, goes under the lake, over to the sewer treatment center over at Biggerford. This has been phenomenal for us, and Alan can attest to that, because with that additional pump station and the project that we were able, and I didn't put it up on the deck, and I apologize, that we were able to accomplish in renovating this manhole down here on Bluff City Highway that was so problematic. No overflows in 24 minutes. 24 minutes. No overflows to report. So it's working great. Next slide, please. Project Green is the Carter Street Sewer Project, and I have colors. I call all these projects because I'm an Army guy, and that's what I do. So this is just a little piece of what that project's gonna look like. And as you can see, I'm gonna get over here so I can point. Here's Parks Worley right here. Everybody know where Parks Worley is, coming down from school? What we're gonna do, we're gonna come back up here toward Larry McClellan's store, kind of up toward Kentucky Avenue, and we're gonna dig that road up, and we're gonna put all the sewer back into it. That sewer is in terrible shape. Alan can attest. We dig it, we put a lateral out there last year for a customer, and we got in there, and there was terracotta, and I mean, just you name it. I mean, it was white pipe, hooked to green pipe, hooked to terracotta, a lot of patch jobs that went on over the years. So we're gonna tear that mess up, and it's gonna go all the way to Main Street and hook in to our existing sewers. All right, next slide. Will you go get me some water, baby? Thank you. Okay, I do not have drawings, or I just got them, so I apologize. I could have threw them up here for you on a water treatment plant. So what I did, I just threw what we call, Austin and I, a piece from a preliminary engineering report. And it basically just kind of tells you what we're gonna do in there. But in a nutshell, we're gonna go in the water treatment plant. We're gonna upgrade all the process automation in there to current spec. We have a system now in the town called SCADA. And SCADA is a software system that allows us to be able to look at the operation of the water treatment plant, how much water is in the water storage tank above Pinola Avenue, and in the system, what things are happening at that time. We're gonna upgrade the process automation. There is gonna be some mechanical work in there and replacing valves and doing different things. Right now, not gonna steal Alan's thunder, who's gonna tell you how much water plant's making and all that kind of stuff. But basically, this project will go through a water treatment plant that hasn't had a good going through in 20 years and bring it up to current date. And it's gonna cost $830,971.85. Well worth it, because the way it tracks with the efficiencies, this money that we're gonna invest here in the town, it's gonna be a quick payback in capital return on that money. Next slide, please. All right, this is a multimodal project. Now, please, forgive me, this is not the final drawings. Big T-Dot is a little slow, I'll just gonna tell you. I do not have the final drawings. This is the first conceptual sketch. I just want to kind of make you aware on what it might look like. But basically, the intent is to take a sidewalk from approximately out here in front of Town Hall, down the Bluff City Highway, with crosswalks intermittently where they need to be, all the way to Wells Park. This is a multimodal project, so that means that it would allow those visiting or citizens or the public in general to be able to ride a Segway, walk, run on a safe sidewalk that's engineered for such. It will be as less intrusive to private property as it possibly can be. We do have an easement all the way down Bluff City Highway. There's lots of legal things to work out. That's the process we're in now. But that is the intent. We want folks to be able to get out and be able to move around safely in our town. All right, next slide, please. This is just a quick shot of the railroad crossing project, Project Red. This will follow on after the crossing renovation, of course. We're not gonna go in today and stripe it and they go back in there and tear it up. We'll wait and we'll move with Norfolk Southern as a partner. And then once that's complete, we'll bid this project, of course, and then we'll go back, and as you can see, the intent is just to in place some signage and some road markings to be able to make that crossing safer than it is today. And again, nice job. We were really glad our partners from TDOT are gonna allow us $10,200 to be able to do that. Next slide, please. Project Black is a lease agreement that I am working on, or we are working on. Look down there where it says property in question, city parking lot. That is what you might know as this side of the swinging bridge. The Shotes Ford crossing, if you follow it historically. Now, we own just a little bit of property down there. We thought we owned a lot more. And we've been maintaining quite a bit of property down there by mowing and weed eating and whatnot. Well, it came to mind that the board and I decided we wanted to explore the use of that property. We went into a fact-finding session, and I had it surveyed, and come to find that we did not own as much as we'd like to. So I then started a conversation through your friend Randy Begner, who put me in with the right people at Norfolk Southern, and we discovered that we would really like to occupy all those squares there along McClellan Street. And if you go down our main street as an intersection or it turns into Dry Branch Road, you'll see that there's some unused property there on your left. And it comes down, and then you'll come down and you'll see where we've been mowing in the little parking lot and whatnot. So I talked to them, and they said, you know what? Norfolk Southern finally got to the big dog I need to talk to. And they're like, you know what? I said, would it be possible for us to buy that property? No, not right now, but we'll lease it to you. So I said, okay, maybe. How much? How much you think? Guesses. Not anybody that knows. Go ahead.
I said $1.
No, $300 a year. $300 a year. And we can use all of that property with an option to buy later. And that's the way we're moving now. So those conversations continue. I'll brief you more as it develops, but it looks favorable for the town. It'll be great. We can do a lot with that area down there. We have some ideas, potentially a dog park maybe. Board hadn't approved it. We're talking about it. Maybe a community garden, maybe something else, I don't know. But we'll do something to, number one, entertain the folks that live in our town now, but also invite other folks to come visit us. Notwithstanding that on that side of the swinging bridge, which is an icon of Bluff City, and potentially very close to the Shotes Ford River crossing in 1780. Nobody knows exactly where they went across the river, so we'll just say that's where it is. The historical value is amazing. Next slide, please. Project Purple, all I'm showing you here, that's Wells Park. Mr. Harmon, I see your house right there.
Thank you.
Yeah, number 40. Right there you are. I see you outside walking your dog. I should have drew you in there.
Yeah, sure, you should.
Yeah, but anyway.
My dog, drove a dog in there.
Yeah, just walking down there. But anyway, we're gonna do some things, hopefully with the board's approval this year, to improve Wells Park. And down here on the end, next 48, my good friend Jimmy Pratt owns that. That's campground. Down on this end, we're really not using that little piece, that little tip. We think we may have some uses for that. More to come. Next slide, please. Finance Administration team. I'll introduce them. Ms. Sharon Green, Chief Certified Municipal Finance Officer, and she is our town reporter. She's been an accountant for 50 years. She is a department head of the white team. Miss Sandy Harkrode, she is a certified municipal clerk and recorder. She is our principal clerk, and she handles planning, zoning, utilities, and you just name it, whatever you want, she can do it. Jananne Sanders is our municipal court clerk and all kinds of other things, wears other hats too. And then finally, I'd like to introduce Eunice Blankenship. She is new to the team, but she has come in like a lady on fire. And we're happy to have her. And she is a municipal, and she also handles our payroll at this point. So next slide, please. All right, what they've been doing, since Sharon don't want to do it, I'll tell you. I already talked about it a little bit, computer hardware upgrades. We've been working on that since last year. The town decided to make a good investment in digital systems, and it's paying off in big dividends. We were not secure here. I'll just be frank, we were not secure. We are now secure with the help of local government systems. We've installed Fortress cybersecurity system. Everybody needs it. The threat's real. Threat's real. Next gen, current where we're at is next gen. Quick explanation. We're on this thing called FlexGen. FlexGen is a ERP, if y'all know that kind of language. A mainframe system that we use to handle our money and all these transactions and this and that. From people were still wearing butterfly collars and had big old hair and all that back in the day when that was going on. And now we're on next gen, but we're doing it smart. Sharon has set a pace on this thing that's smart. First thing she decided to do was general ledger module, which handles the big brunt of our money. It's most of her stuff she does as far as managing our money. So we've implemented it, implemented payroll, and Miss Eunice was like a duck in water. She's just like, oh yeah, that's great. Okay. Hand me the perfect payroll. I was like, the first week. Oh, and I go through, quick story. Here's the way payroll works here. We pay every week. And on Wednesday, it's processed. And on Thursday, as town manager, I brought the documents for the payroll. And I can sit down, and I do, and I match every time card to every pay sheet, to every deposit, and I initial them. And first week, she brought me a payroll, and I was like, oh, perfecto. And we went on a new system. And then utilities module, that's a booger. Miss Harker over there, our principal clerk, handles utilities, and that's important. That's water sales, sewer sales, meters talking to our system, complicated. So we've decided we're gonna wait till we pass the new budget and then go into that. Once we do that, guess what? We will have the opportunity, and I'll talk to you more about this later, I'm not gonna bore you with it, Citizen Portal. Citizen Portal is an app that you can put on your phone, you can use from your PC, and you can pay your bills online. Something we've never offered before. Now mind you, we do take credit card payments over the phone now because we have a secure system. We can do that. We do not retain your information. We can do that. Janelle will talk about that a little bit more in her piece. But anyway, she's rolling her eyes. We can take, if you live in Wyoming and you get a ticket, honey, we're gonna take your payment over the phone. It'll be fine. We'll pay it. So that's coming, and I'll talk to you more about that. Next slide. Red team, here's where I get to take a break. Allow me, no, Alan? I'd like to introduce Alan Moultrie, my teammate, our public works supervisor. He'll talk about his team, and he's got a little bit of a brief for you. Go ahead, Mr. Moultrie.
The red team consists of 7 guys, including myself. Our crew chief is Gary Holsclaw. Our lead equipment operator is Wes Berg. Our water distribution and plant operator is Terry Banner. Utility worker Chris Arnold. Utility worker Trevor Rourke. And utility worker Trey Smith. And also we have a part-time utility worker, David Scott. All right, and to talk a little bit about the distribution system, we discovered a total of 24 leaks in 2023. Those leaks all include leaking laterals, but we did find 3 major leaks. One of those leaks was right across from the swinging bridge. Also, we had a 6-inch line break on Railroad Street that once we got those lines repaired, we seen significant increase in our tank holding. That one leak that was on by the swinging bridge on Dry Branch there, it's probably been leaking for over 2 years plus. And as soon as we got that repaired, our purchase water from Bristol Bluff has went down. We're almost at the point where we're not gonna have to purchase all the time from them, so that's gonna help us out tremendously. Also, in 2023, we ended up changing over 200 meters. The issue that we're having with the meters right now, we purchased a bunch of meters, I'd say about 15, 20 years ago, and they all were kind of placed in all at the same time. So basically what we have going on, they're all starting to die out at the same time. So we're going through a transition where we're changing out just about 300 meters per year. It's a little pricey endeavor to engage in, but we are in the process of getting that done. And the sewer department, pump station overflows has been reduced down to 0 since the repair of the garage pump station there. What I believe we had going on, we had too much flow going to one location, one central location, and by diverting that flow from the Igloo pump station and sending that straight to Lakeview Drive, that ended up changing out everything. And I would like to announce that we just recently received a brand new sewer jetter. That's actually working wonders for us in town as of right now. We had a jetter that was a little bit over 20 years old, and I will say we got every dime out of it. That was one of our greatest assets that we recently purchased. Just to tell you all a little bit about our pumpage, how we've been doing this year. Like generally, like in years past, we've been producing a little bit under 7 million gallons each month. But as these lines have been being replaced inside town, we're able to retain a whole lot more of the water that we're producing. And now we're getting up into the 8 million gallons that we're producing in a month's time. And one thing I can say, just through trial and error, we've kind of developed a little plan to whereas we're able to keep the plant running more efficiently. That entails doing more backwashes and such, but we're able to keep the water plant up for longer periods of time. So whenever we do have these large rain events and such, we're able to produce water a whole lot longer than we have been in prior years. So by us practicing these better, more efficient patterns at the water plant, we've been able to create a whole lot more. So I just hope to keep this trend going in the positive direction, and that's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Malton.
Thank you.
All right, let's go on. There's more fun to have, sir. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like for Chief Pugh to join me up here, and I just want to compliment the incredible work of Greg Pugh and Jamie Dunbar, who's not with us this evening, in the way that they lead this organization. So I'm going to step off, and Chief Pugh is going to talk about his folks, and then at some point I think he's going to hand a brief off.
Good evening, everyone. Glad you're here. To start off with, of course, you know, I'm very proud of the police department. Every opportunity I get, I express that. I appreciate what they do for the town and the work they give to us. Deputy Chief Jamie Dunbar, everybody's probably seen him. He's been around here just about as long as me, but not quite as long as me. He is my assistant. He helps me with daily routines, overseeing every function that goes on and overseeing all the departments. Lieutenant Smith, he's our CID guy. He's 6'10", sitting in the back. But he's a real asset to the department. He does the specialized operations and extremely motivated and always there, works, oversees our night shift. So he's here making sure things are good here tonight. Dalton Rogers was promoted to detective. He has taken a different role now, with, helping fight drugs. We have made a big investment. Drug issue, not just here in the area, is much worse than people know. It's a real problem. So we are making an investment as the police department, as the town, and you citizens are, to help make it safe here and try our best to keep it as clean, drug-free as we possibly can. Our reserve program is a real asset to us. They assist and aid us in our help. It gives us extra body in the car, especially in the evenings and our night shift. And they're really helpful to us, and it's free cost to the city. They pay for their stuff, they don't pay when they get here. It's just a commitment they make to us to give back to the community and help make us better. So grateful for that. Lieutenant Shane Watson, everybody's probably seen him either at the diner or some restaurant or. But I will say this to you. He's a great asset. He is valuable to me and to this department. He oversees our training. He oversees a lot of, all the Watson stuff, all the computer stuff we did. He got all that going. He's been there when the officers call him 1 or 2 o'clock at night, so as the other supervisors have. But that was a lot of hard work, and I applaud you for it. And like I tell you, well, at one point in time, we got down to a number I want to share with you. With employees, we really was struggling. And myself and him, we were working 17 to 18 hour days, 6, 7 days a week. And a lot of people didn't know. They ain't been in the last couple of years, but in time past. But his dedication to the department is out of this world, so I appreciate everything you do. Sergeant Bates, can't say enough about Sergeant Bates. He's dedicated to us. He's come here. We were able to get him still away from Sullivan County. And since he's come here, he's really grown. He's got some leadership as a sergeant. He oversees the patrol stuff, keeps up with car maintenance and all the things that patrol officers need. So just outstanding job there. And now we get to some new officers maybe you've got opportunity to meet, and I'll introduce him to you. Nathaniel Hawthorne. He steps out. Okay. He's on duty. That's the thing about police. It's sometimes you just get that call, but he graduated the academy, did exceptional in the academy, did a great job. We're proud of him. He is a citizen here. He moved here, so we're glad to have him in the town.
Yes.
But also we're definitely glad to have him on with the police department. And Patrol Officer David Budjusic. And after a while, I finally learned how to pronounce his name right. But he just graduated the academy, did outstanding in the academy. I got a lot of great feedback from him. It's a good investment the town's made through him. And he's really just an asset. He's very educated with stuff, knowledgeable, and really does a good job. Patrol Officer Josh Hoseclaw, he's here with us. He's our newest guy. He goes to the academy April the 8th, and he's going to do fine. Everything's going to be good. He's very, very sharp at what he's doing. Love what we see in him. We're just pleased to have him here. But like I said, these guys are great. I love working with them. And I don't know if I'm bragging enough on Kevin, but Kevin, you did an outstanding job for us in your leadership and things you do through your investigations and the drug work that you do and things you've done for us. We're just very proud of all you guys. So at this time, Sergeant Bates has put together a slideshow, and I thought it was appropriate.
Very good. I did put your stats up there.
Oh, okay, good.
And I want to come up here with you because I just want to brag on you now.
Well, thanks, sir.
All right, so y'all see, well, you may not be able to see, it's a little small in the font, but you'll see this is what we do to track the activity of the police department. When Chief and I instituted this a few months ago, and we feel like that it helps us to gauge performance of the department. But a couple of things here that I want to draw to your attention. You notice up there the citations are running, I don't know, about the same. You know, if you put an average on it, it'd be about 250 or something like that. But there's some things that should jump out at you on this slide. Now, we see it all the time, but if you will notice, arrest. See, November, 31 arrests, December, 47 arrests, January, 35, February 32, and this month 30. So what we're saying here is, this is stuff that, this is not just a little barn in 5 town. I mean, folks are doing wrong here. And unfortunately, you know, they have to go out and enforce the law, the Constitution of the United States, Charter of our town, and the Constitution of the state of Tennessee, and we have to arrest people. That's just the business that they're in. Now, look at the narcotics violations. Look here. October 4, November 10, December 16, January 14, February 8, and then March 13. You're gonna see here in a minute when Justin Bay shows you a few things, there's drugs here. Folks are trafficking drugs here, they're selling them, they're transporting them through the town, they're using drugs here. And again, don't get the misconception that the Bluff City Police Department, with 9 full-time officers and a few reserve, are just sitting out here on 11E with a radar here. That's bulljive, man. It's not like that. They're out having to kick in doors, participating in SRT operations. They're doing all kinds of stuff. Investigations are going on continuously. So look at the patrol miles. And here's another brag on Greg Depew and his department. So you notice there at the end, vehicle mileage was 10,336 miles. That was patrolled. Well, see, I'm the guy that sees the gas bill. It didn't go up much. You know why? Because they're smart about where they are and the vehicle usage and what vehicle we use for what operation. You're not gonna end up, and you're not, unless there's backup needed, you're not gonna see 4 police cars at a call. They're gonna be where they need to be, doing what they need to do. So these statistics are a credit to Greg Depew and the Blue Team leadership in the way that they go out and conduct the policing of our town and this local community. I had to grab you there before Justin got up there.
Sir.
Good job, man.
But like I said, thank you, Mayor. Justin put together a slide, and I'd like for him to be able to present that. But I want to thank all the citizens for everything you do for the town, because it is your town, it is your tax money that allows us to have things and do things. So I greatly appreciate it. And board, I certainly greatly appreciate you all and everything you do. And Mayor, sir, you too, and happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. All right, so I want to do a little recap. This microphone.
Yeah, that mic's hot, Justin, if you want to use it.
All right, so this is a recap from 2023 with the police department. If you could, Alan, go ahead and go to the next slide. So I'm going to start off with the agenda. It's going to be patrol statistics, narcotic stats, currency seizures, lawful weapons seized, a couple federal indictments that we've had, grand jury indictments that are out of Sullivan County, and this community police, PR. Right, so for the total year, we had 3,217 issued citations. I like to say that as a more public interaction encounters for us, kind of piggyback what Mr. Jeffrey Will said, was it's about 250 citations a month. I look at it as about 260 encounters. My guys are doing great, outstanding work. Issued warnings, that's verbal and written. We had 1,451. We had a total of 332 arrests. That can be from domestics, drugs, driving, it's really anything. Offense reports, we wrote 385 reports. That's going to be anything that can be charged in the state of Tennessee, TCA violations. MSD reports, we had 214. That's more in-house paperwork, like we respond to a private property crash or police information if someone calls, want to notify us of something. Alarm calls, we had 89 alarm calls that we responded to. MVA, that's going to be motor vehicle accidents. We responded to 67, and that's actually a very, very low number.
And no fatalities, just.
No fatalities. So my guys are being seen and they're doing a great job. Just in Bluff City, we had 19 total domestic violence cases, and most all those were arrests. DUIs, we had a total of 32 DUIs in 2023. That's a very large number. 5 total uses of forces. That's gonna be less lethal force, hands-on use of force. That's a very, very low number. So far this year, I think we've only had 1 for 2024. Narcotic violations, we had 82, which we're fixing to see in the slides here. I threw some photos of what we have this season. And as total of patrol miles, we've, all in all, had 72,812. So that's a pretty low number. That's really about it on the patrol division. So let's jump into the narcotic stats. Detective Smith, if you want to briefly speak on this, run through some things in there for you.
So this was our drugs for 2023. We stay at it hard, getting drugs off the streets. I'm very proactive in it. I love finding drugs. I come to wake up every day, coming to work, wanting to find drugs. I mean, there's no better way to put it.
He loves calling my phone at 2 a.m. saying, Chief, we just got.
I love it. I'll chase people to Georgia just to get drugs. For 2023, we found it was right over 2 pounds of methamphetamine we got off our city streets and highways. It was right under an ounce of powder fentanyl. We had right at 2 ounces of the pressed fentanyl pills. That's our biggest narcotic we're seeing on the streets right now, besides the methamphetamine, is the pressed fentanyl pills. And just a helpful hint, if you ever see any blue, round, small pills with M30 on them, do not touch them. Those are what they are pressing the fentanyl pills in. They're made to look like Oxy 30s, they are not. We got 3 grams heroin off the streets, 5 grams cocaine, right at 2 pounds of marijuana. We had a combined 371 different types of pills. That could range anywhere from ecstasy pills to Suboxone, Klonopins. I mean, just it's an assortment through all the different schedules. And then 2 grams of mushrooms in BMA. So far this year, I don't know the exact quote. I know we just got over an ounce of mushrooms and almost 200 grams of marijuana off the traffic stop. We've gotten a couple of guns so far this year, a little bit of everything. Just in the few short months, we've hit pretty much every type of narcotic there is. $21,518 cash that was seized last year that was tied to the sales of narcotics. In Sullivan County, they're very strict that you have to show that that money is narcotic related. We're not out here just taking people's random money. We are proving without a shadow of a doubt that that money is used in narcotics. So that's a huge number for our city streets and highways. 10 guns were also seized with all the narcotics. Usually if there's a large quantity of drugs, most of the time there's gonna be a gun with it. This is East Tennessee. There's pretty much a gun on every stop we make. But that's 10 guns that we got off Bluff City streets that is 10 less that we have to worry about or the community has to worry about. Last year, we had 2 people that was indicted through federal court in Greenville, took plea deals, and both have to serve 12.5 years in federal prison. One is still ongoing, which I think that one's about to wrap up too, but the two that took plea deals for 12.5 years was looking at 30 to 50 years. Both of them had guns, lots of cash, and extremely large quantities of narcotics.
So most of this stuff here has been recovered mainly off of traffic stops. You can see on the top left, that's gonna be marijuana. Safe picture, I know it's kind of hard to see, but I believe that's gonna be China White. It's kind of a meth fentanyl mix. It's hot. Currency with another gun. There's a rifle recovered with meth. More meth and more meth. We're ate up with it, but it's here. It's here in our city.
And the picture center top left, right there, it's hard to tell. We got that out of a place in the city. He is one of the convictions on the federal indictment. He is a known felon. He is known in the system as a violent felon, who obviously should not have the guns that was put in those pictures, but had right over 200 of the pressed fentanyl pills and right over a pound of methamphetamine, which is what this is. That down here was tied in with that.
That, a little bit of PR. It's always a privilege for us every year, doing Heritage Days, getting involved with the community. I know there's some exciting things that come with that, which I know Mr. Bulls will cover later on. We had the privilege this past year to do the honor flight, escorting all of our veterans from this location to the Virginia line. When they came back to Washington, we picked them back up in Virginia and brought them home. That was outstanding. Chief Depew at the memorial, we attended a flag burning this past year. That was just great to see everyone come and just get out and about. Get to talk with everybody. To the next slide. And then Miss Dinah Ashbarger, she's very involved with us. We're very thankful for her. She tries to come visit when she can, when she's in town, which is great. Next slide, Alan. A little bit more community involvement. Every year we do trunk or treat with Sultan County Sheriff's Office. Last year, we had Candyland, and we did win, one of the best, I guess, designs. Whoever came up with that, I'm not sure, I think Shane did.
Yeah. I'll just eat.
The road was a little larger, but.
Yeah. We're very involved with THSO, which is Tennessee Highway Safety Office. As you all know, we do a lot with car seats, installing car seats, and we give those out for free. We try to do an event every year. I don't know if we're gonna do one or two this year. but-
Save them one.
Yeah, just save them one for now. Next slide. And Detective Rogers had to step out, but this past year, he was awarded through the THSO Safety's Office, 2023 DUI Officer of the Year. And that's in the entire state of Tennessee. So that's a huge accomplishment. That's really all I got.
Well, thank you, Justin. Wonderful job. All right. It is my now pleasure to introduce Miss Jean Ann Sanders, our municipal court clerk, and she'll talk to you a little bit about our municipal court.
Okay, so Watson is the reporting system that rolled out this time last year, and it's in no correlation with Lieutenant Watson. So far, from March first this year to date, the officers have issued 262 citations, which means, traffic and or ordinances. That does not include any one that's been written for general sessions court or arrested. The court here, which we do have court here in this room, is only for traffic or ordinances. But 262 has been written roughly a month. And I went back to do a 4-year span. 2020, 1,036 was written, and 2021, 1,564 was written. 2022, 1,551, and then 23, right at 2,800. All of those include, for 2021 and 22 are all paper tickets, which was the carbon copy paper ticket, old school way. Took the officer forever, like 15, 20 minutes on the road writing a citation out. And the 2065 or 2,800 roughly is paper and the Watson tickets, the digital tickets that are issued through the PDAs that they carry. The first traffic ticket that was imported from their PDA through Watson to our side of the clerk's office to the server was on March 8th, 2023. And from March 8th to the end of 23, 2,400 was issued, 9 months. That's amazing. I mean, digitally. And that cuts down so much time for the officers on the side of the road. And I think maybe the next slide has a screenshot of the Watson. So this is what we see, myself, Eunice, and Sandy over there. We see this screen here. When it leaves the officer's PDA, it comes to the Watson reporting, the internet browser page. And we can see all the citations that are issued. That is a 2-month span, kind of condensed. But from the time that they issue the ticket on the road to when it gets on our side, it's 15 minutes. That is huge, because there's so many times that a person that gets a citation wants to pay it immediately, whether they're from out of town and just traveling through, they just wanna pay it before they go home. Before, on the paper tickets, we had to wait until the officer came off shift. Or if they're waiting to pay for it, we have to, track them down by getting with Chief Depew and say, hey, can you possibly, yell at this officer and get this ticket they wanna pay. So it was kind of a time constraint with the paper tickets. But the Watson, reporting management software has improved so much within the past year. I mean, it's cut down time for them to be on the side of the road. It's helped with their safety. That way, I mean, before, from what I understand, when they were writing out paper tickets, they were writing and having to look, making sure if they were not gonna get hit or anything coming around them. And the paper tickets were full of, I'm sorry, but men can't write that legible. So when we got the tickets, we had to I had to manually key the ticket in, Citrus, which is our court software. So trying to transcribe from their paper ticket to the system, there was a lot of human error. But the Watson digital PDA system, all that's done. I mean, it's all checkpointed and everything has their correct license number on there, any type of CDL information, address, what have you, it's on there. And before it was 15 minutes, and now it cuts down to roughly 5. I think, 5, yeah, or 5 to 7. And it's digitally kept. So this is your pretty much hard copy, whereas before the paper tickets would be filed. And if something happened to those tickets, that was it. Now it's electronic. So we can go back to last year and pull one up for somebody and print it out. And even 10 years from now, you should be able to go back here and print it out, have a copy of it. We don't have to wait for them to come off the road anymore. Payments can be made right then, within 15 minutes. And if something happens to where their system, their PDAs bridges to Watson, but then it doesn't cross to the server, I have software on my computer that local government has made for me that I can hit that option on my desktop and I can push it quicker than 15 minutes. So So that's also huge. I mean, it may not sound that big, it might sound minuscule, but it's a big improvement. And to go, okay. So the difference is traffic, what we see here mostly, I just kind of did a synopsis of it, but speeding, registration, expired tags, registration card, tag lights, improper passing, failure to yield the right of way, failure to stop, a stop sign, texting while driving, light equipment violation, which would be light law, brake light, headlight, financial responsibility, which is insurance, and failure to appears. And then ordinances, running at large, animals, improper parking, blocking fire hydrant, traffic on a public street, property maintenance, and or noise ordinance. And then, this is the driving school roster that Lieutenant Watson does every month, sometimes twice a month. The max that we have in the class is 25, and I mean, 99% of the time the classes are full. Right now we have 2 per month, because we were having to push them out to June, so we made 2 classes in April. That actually helps people from removing the points from their citations. So say, for instance, you get a speeding ticket and you're going 65 and 45. Average is 20 miles over. That's 4 points on your license. You can take the driving school and not have those points towards your license. You come to the class, Lieutenant Watson teaches it, it's a 4-hour class, standard is 4 hours for the state of Tennessee, and you don't get the points on your license. Now, one main thing that people do, or reasoning why they take the driving school, is once you get to 12 points, the state steps in and either will issue, or, you know, obviously give you the option to take their driving school through the state, or they can suspend you for accumulation of points. This here will bypass that, huge. And it's good revenue for the city as well. It's a good class. I mean, I've heard nothing but compliments from people. They call back in and tell me what a great class it was. I mean, it's very informative. There's probably things in there that I forgot when I took driving school. But again, here's the citation volume. You can see on the pie chart, it's increased over the 4 years, but 2023, I mean, it's almost doubled from 22. And the majority of the citations that I see would be speeding and no insurance. So, the courts, I mean, I hear that they're doing good. I think it's going smooth. I think I have a good relationship with City Attorney Mr. Fry as well as Judge Large. And we also have, I think I missed my slide on that, but the online driving school. Let's see. Online driving school, that has actually increased as well for people that pay for their tickets in the driving school out of state. The judge has granted approval to grant them the online driving school as long as they meet some qualifying factors. But I want to touch on one thing about the citizen portal that Mayor Bulls touched on. That will help also because people that get the citations, if they're out of state, they can also download the app. But where we also take credit card, that's been a huge improvement as well because they can call and pay by phone. It is a 2.75% fee, but on average it's like $5.18. But that has reduced the amount of failure to appears drastically because people can't, they procrastinate, they can't pay it by the court date. But they call in and pay their ticket by phone, and that reduces the amount of, failure to appears, which can result in a suspension of your license, and it's just a big rabbit hole. So, paying by phone has helped, and also the app will help as well when, we do get that rolled out because they can go in there and pay their citations and or water utilities. But, we stay covered up. I mean, when it leaves the officer's hands and it goes to the clerk's office, I mean, it's every day we're covered up. So, kind of gives you maybe a bird's eye view of what happens over there with the courts and whatnot. And I think I've covered everything that I can think they are doing a great job getting them in and getting, you know, people abiding by the laws of the road, so. I think that makes sense.
Yeah, I can't say enough about, the work of Jean Ann, Mr. Fry, our prosecutor and our town attorney, Judge Mike Large, Chief Pugh and his staff, more especially, in looking at, we put together a team to look at the court process here in town and how we could improve it. And we brought in Watson, as you heard, and Jeananne so skillfully articulated to you, and results came immediately. Now, you know, folks that come through town and are, you know, stopped and become an offender in town deserve a good experience too. Just because you got a ticket here doesn't mean that we should run you off. And I can compliment Greg's officers on trying to be courteous and professional while being safe at the same time. The experience over here is more than courteous and professional. And mind you, it's just like me, I've got a speed ticket before. What I really want to do, I know I'm speeding, right? I know I'm getting it. I just want you to come and do your thing, and I'll show you my papers, because I'm on my way to work or whatever. Now, it's been a long time since I had one. And for the experience to be pleasant, and for them to say, thank you, sir, have a good day, be safe, and for me to go on. It don't have to be bad. You know what I'm saying? There are bad people out there, and I can guarantee you they treat them in a different way. But just because someone comes in and breaks our law doesn't mean they're a bad person. It just means that day they were speeding, and we caught them. So I won't compliment them. I'll go on this one. We've been here a little while. The way ahead, here's what we intend to do. We intend to renovate and or overhaul the infrastructure. As you already have heard and understand in all the color projects and the stuff that this administration intends to do in the next few years, we're gonna invest in the infrastructure. That is the best way we can serve our citizens. The infrastructure is water, sewer, and for us, streets. Next thing, capital investments and improvements. We're going to do a couple things. One, we're gonna maintain what we have. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna look at investing in things that make us more solid as a business, that offer services or opportunities for our citizens. We're gonna look for that. Next thing, we're gonna continue to digitalize. Jeananne said it best, you know, we used to get these old paper tickets, and we had filing cabinets and filing cabinets stacked all over the place full of tickets. Now, we are required by statute to keep certain paper. But when we can keep something digitally, that's what we want to do. Human capital. We want our folks to train. Now, one of the things, I'll touch back on Alan's slide, getting ready to send 4 public works teammates off to water distribution school and 2 to Cross Connect school. We want to invest back. Greg, Shane, and the department, the blue team, we have spent a good year or 2 doing some things in training we've never done before. And we put our money where our mouth is, and we're going to continue to do that. We're going to maintain a cost savings and avoidance mindset. Everybody understands the college definition of cost savings is you saved money on it. This one thing, that's cost savings. If you're a Six Sigma, a black belt, an old guy like Clay and I back in the old days or whatever. Cost avoidance means we didn't have to buy it again, right? So if we put a fire hydrant in and it comes time to replace it, but we don't have to put a new one in, that's cost avoidance, that's not cost savings. We're gonna seek grant opportunities, I underline, that make sense. There's a lot of grants out there. A lot of people wanna give you grants. When you're in good financial shape like we are, a lot of folks wanna loan you money. Just like when you go home, I went home today and I had 2 things in the mail. You can borrow $75,000 right now, just sign this. Well, when you do good and you take care of your money, folks wanna give you money. Some grants make sense. They do. They'll make sense for us. What we gotta do is find those grants that don't drain our savings account at the same time. Right? Yeah, we can take a grant. Some of these grants are 50-50, man. There's grants out there, we get $2 million a day. Yeah. Well, guess what? Old Bluff City gotta come up with $1 million. Maybe it don't make sense for us. Right? Next thing, public relations and ambassadorship. Couple things. You're seeing more events around here. In the last couple of years, and family committee, y'all heard of the family committee, I'm sure. They're doing a whole lot of stuff. But as a town, we're looking for opportunities to get folks together in a cost-effective manner, in a safe manner, and let them have some fun. And enjoy our parks, enjoy hearing about our history, and this year is gonna be the same. We're gonna seek and improve our local partnerships, and Clay can speak to that. You know, I can't say enough about the incredible relationship that we have with the city of Bristol. Help is a phone call away out of the well. I can tell you that. Al can tell you that. We can make one phone call, we're in trouble, we'll be covered up with people trying to help us, and we'll do the same. And I'm not saying that we don't have that relationship with the city of Kingsport, or city of Johnson City, or Sullivan County, or anything. But we want to maintain and improve. We want to be good partners to them as well. And then lastly, here's what we're doing today. Keep our stakeholders updated and involved. Well, you got updated today, as of this very moment, on where the town of Bluff City is. And you will see this again. You will see this again. We intend to be as transparent as we possibly can with the things that we are doing here. And not only that, but we want to share the excitement of the way that we're going, the way it is. And lastly, I just want to thank you for your attention. Now I've got to get back up here and get back to work. He's like, it's recess. All right. Next item on the agenda is the second session of public comments. Would anyone like to speak? Hearing and seeing none, this section of second session of public comments is now closed. We'll now hear the report from our town attorney.
I don't have a legal report tonight, but people are wanting to move to Bluff City. People out of state, they ask their citizens, and it's all favorable comments that I see online.
Wonderful.
And you all did a great job on your reports tonight. That's
Thank you
all I
very
have.
much, Mr. Fry. We've had the pleasure of having Mr. Fry sit up here for, what, about how long? 25 years. 25 years, and he's been with us through some scrapes, but we continue to value his counsel. And he's not only a good friend of mine, but I rely on him heavily to help me understand the direction that we should go, as does the board. Thank you, Mr. Fry. Next item on the agenda is financial report. Ms. Sharon, if you would, please.
Fund balance, February 29, 2024. General fund, $2,394,840. Sanitation fund, $38,100. Special police fund, $3,900. Debt service fund, $135,200. Sinking fund, $3,094. Water sewer fund, $744,670. Total fund balance is $3,319,804.
Thank you, Ms. Sharon. Ladies and gentlemen of the board, or actually this evening, ladies, of the board, or any particular questions concerning the fund balances reported by Ms. Sharon? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion to approve fund balances as reported by Alderwoman Arnold.
Second it.
Second by Vice Mayor Keith. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, Madam Recorder, please take a vote.
Alderwoman Staton,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Keith,
Yes.
Alderwoman Arnold.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries and passes unanimously. Next item on the agenda is the department reports. Chief Depew, as always, you're up with police and public safety.
Good evening again. For the month of March, to just go over our stats, we had a total 250 calls, issued 290 citations, had 83 warnings, patrolled 10,336 miles, had 30 arrests, 31 offense reports, 10 alarm calls, 8 accidents, a couple animal calls, 20 MSD reports, 4 domestic calls. I had a missing person report, which turned out good. That ended up being a silver alert, and that went really well.
It did go.
I went to the TBI, we worked with them, and everything was just perfect. The gentleman was found in Alabama, and he was returned home safe, so, and there's others, so that worked out extremely well, so that was a good outcome. 3 DUIs, 13 drug arrests, and again, that's trending upward, and we're really aggressive with it now, so when you see it trending upward, it means we're after you. So, everybody's doing good, appreciate everything, and I would like to add the one thing about the slide when the mayor hit on professionalism and have fun. Little quick story here to share. The mayor had been in the hallway, and I'd come out in the hallway one day, and all of a sudden, the officers just erupt and start laughing. I'm like, oh no. And I said, I'm sorry, Mayor. He said, hey, don't worry about it, they're having fun. So, we are professional, but we do like to have fun.
Yes.
So,
Exactly.
and Alan, you guys, man, I can't brag enough on you all either. From the police department side of it, anytime we've ever called in for anything, they jump right on it. Outstanding. You've always been great to work with. Your guys, Sharon, you and your people have always been good to us, Joanne. You guys do a great job. And Mr. Fry, appreciate what you do. And board members, thank you. And Mayor, sir, thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Yeah.
Thanks for an excellent report.
Yeah.
We appreciate it so much. Next on the, next step is, Mr. Alan Moultrie, our Public Works Supervisor.
Good evening, board. Happy birthday, Mayor. When it comes down to the water plant's been operating in a nominal condition. Haven't been down too much. We were down a few days at the beginning of the month of March, but once that rain got out of here and we were able to get her back up, and we've been running ever since. When it comes down to the sewer department, we haven't been having any issues regarding any of our pump stations. We've been operating in a successful manner in that also. When it comes down to things that's going on in the streets, we just started our mowing season. So from time to time, you'll see us out mowing. I just ask that you keep your heads on a swivel. We'll also do the same. But other than that, things are going excellent. We have seen significant change here. I can personally say that in the last couple of years, this job has gotten a whole lot more, I don't want to say easier, but it's a joy to come to work now. I mean, it used to be a little bit of a headache, but it's a joy to come to work, and I do appreciate everything you all have been doing for us, and I just ask that you keep doing the same.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Moultrie.
Thank you.
Much appreciated. Ms. Sharon, do you have any type of report for this evening?
Just saying how good the ladies, like you said.
Yes, ma'am.
They're so courteous all the time. They are a great group of ladies.
Well, thank you, Ms. Sharon. I concur. All right, moving on. Any District 5 Sullivan County Commissioners out there? No. Okay. So we'll move on to the board comments, and we'll begin with Ms. Lori. In your comments, please speak into the microphone. If you would, please.
It was just wonderful to hear all of this. It's so
promising to live in this community and to know that there are great things happening and these people care so much. I really enjoyed being on this board, and I hope I can serve in the capacity that you all deserve. I look forward to the rest of 2024 and beyond.
Thank you. Lori, you're a wonderful addition already.
Thank
And
you.
we certainly appreciate your desire to serve and your service thus far. Madam Vice Mayor, your comments?
Hello, everybody. Thank you all for coming. And that powerful statement that Alan made over there, I'd just like to say, starting with happy birthday, Mayor.
Thank you.
And Police Department, Chief Depew, you and your crew, thank you for the fantastic job you guys do. I mean, whenever I call, you're right there. I mean, called to ask the question, not called to need somebody, you know. Ask the question, business. But anyway, I just want to say thank you. Also want to thank Alan and his crew. You guys, I mean, whenever I call, if I need something, you're right there. And the girls in the office, you ladies, the last time I was over there to pay my water bill, they're so professional, so nice, human, and just approachable and ready to help and serve. And if Sandy or somebody's on the phone and I'll hear her say, just a minute, she let people know, hey, I'll be right there. So I just want to say thank you, and Miss Sharon and my fellow board members, I thank you all, and let's continue to work together. Let's continue to move forward. And as you stated, it's so encouraging. We've come a long ways, Bluff City, and we hadn't finished yet. I will continue to be a strong, true, honest force for the people. I will continue to stand up, and speak out, and stand for what's right. So if you need me, just a phone call away. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Vice Mayor. Miss Lisa?
Well, first of all, I just want to thank all of the teams of Bluff City. And though I am excited about the citizen portal, I will always come in and pay my water bills because I love coming in and seeing the ladies and just saying hi. But so thank you.
All right, thank you. And now we'll move into the section of old business. Is there any old business we should discuss this evening? Hearing none, we'll move on then to new business. Is there any new business to discuss? Hearing none, with no further business, this meeting is adjourned. Thank y'all.
Great job.
Clay, it was kind of a marathon for you, man.
Thank you. Hey, I enjoyed it. I think you're right. Yeah, that's talk about all the little
Coming from you, that holds some weight. Carries some weight. You saw a lot. You've been in business for a long time.
Yes, sir.
We may not have as many smoke careers as the city of
All right.
About time to get done, man. Thank you, Dad. Appreciate it.